Yes, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. In today's video, I want to share with you 3 of the biggest news stories happening in crypto, including 3AC just filed for bankruptcy, what this means to you, what is currently happening with BlockFi, it was just announced yesterday, as well as keep you updated on who is potentially next. So like always, check the timestamps down below, tap the like button, and let's jump in, starting with the latest news from 3AC. It's official. 3 Arrows Capital files for bankruptcy as of yesterday in New York, tied to British Virgin Island proceedings. So a British Virgin Island court ordered 3 Arrows BVI branch, British Virgin Islands branch, into liquidation earlier this week, and now the bankruptcy has officially been filed. Here are the details. 3AC, a crypto hedge fund, filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy, not Chapter 11, but Chapter 15, in the Southern District of New York late Friday after weeks of speculation that it was functionally insolvent. Now, Chapter 15 filings are generally tied to foreign proceedings, and of course, a court in the British Virgin Islands previously ordered 3AC's local branch to enter into liquidation, indicating that Friday's filing is likely tied to this. Now, what this means to you as a crypto holder is that 3AC is officially over. Just as a reminder of how many other companies they affected, 3AC borrowed large amounts of funds from several crypto lenders, including BlockFi, Celsius, Babel Finance, and Voyager Digital, but then they were unable to pay. And thus, the contagion effect from the collapse of Terra Luna continued. And this is interesting. According to Bloomberg, the Chapter 15 filing will let the firm protect its U.S. assets even after BVI's assets are liquidated. So maybe not all have been sold yet, but in a direct quote from the filing on why they had to file for bankruptcy, the debtor's business has collapsed in the wake of extreme fluctuations in cryptocurrency markets. So give me your thoughts on this down below. Of course, we explained in yesterday's video why this contagion effect might not be over. It's possible to see lasting effects of something like this in months to come. We're all still wondering on how many other funds, how many other companies 3AC affected and Luna and Celsius affected. But in this liquidation, in this paperwork, some of the language is quote-unquote comical. 3AC's liquidation is comical. First off, 3AC self-filed, meaning they know it's over, and in a liquidation, the assets are distributed to creditors. Right now, Suzu, the founder of the fund, is claiming himself as a creditor, meaning some of the assets would go back to Sue. Shameless. So we will have to see how this plays out. I will, of course, keep you updated, but let's keep moving. Before we get to the latest rumors of potential insolvencies in the market, it is worth mentioning the current proceedings with BlockFi. As of yesterday, BlockFi officially announces a deal with FTX US, including an option to acquire for $240 million. So according to CEO of BlockFi, Zach Prince, BlockFi signed agreements with FTX US totaling $680 million for a company that had a $5 billion valuation in just June of last year. So let's go over the details of this, because in many ways, BlockFi was/is in a much better position than those other crypto lenders. Yet, they still gave a loan to 3 Arrows Capital, and thus, they're not getting that money back, and they were affected. In a thread from CEO of BlockFi as of yesterday, excited to share an update on our previously announced term sheet with FTX US. Yesterday we signed definite agreements, subject to shareholder approval, with FTX US for a $400 million revolving credit facility, which is subordinate to all client funds, and an option to acquire BlockFi from FTX US at a variable price of up to $240 million based on performance triggers. So in total, what is FTX US paying? This, together with other potential considerations, represents a total value of up to $680 million. And it should be noted, according to the CEO, we have not drawn on this credit facility to date and have continued to operate all our products and services normally, and in fact, we raised interest rates effectively today. But now they have it as an option if/when needed. So what events led to this deal with FTX? Very quickly, we'll go over this. The Celsius news on June 12th started an uptick in client withdrawals from BlockFi's platform, despite us having no exposure to Celsius. Yet, people were scared from Celsius, and they started to take that out on other companies. In that same week, 3AC News spread further fear in the market, and while we were one of the first to fully accelerate our over-collateralized loan to 3AC, as well as liquidate and hedge all collateral, we did experience around $80 million in losses, which is a fraction of losses reported by others. So they loaned out $80 million, which now they're not getting back. But according to them, this represents the full extent of the impact to BlockFi from 3AC, and we have no further exposure, and the limited losses we did experience will be absorbed by BlockFi with no impact to client funds. Our 3AC losses will be part of 3AC's ongoing bankruptcy cases, so more info will surely come out as those cases proceed. So give me your thoughts on this down below. I like that they were proactive and took the money from FTX, but of course, now FTX has some ownership in the company. Pretty interesting. And next up, very quickly, before we talk about KuCoin, this news was confirmed yesterday. Voyager Digital freezes trading, deposits, withdrawals, and rewards, and blames the 3AC default. And why this is interesting is because just earlier this week, as they filed a notice of default to 3AC, they promised to their customers that they would continue operations. And now they're freezing almost everything. In a direct quote from the CEO of Voyager on why they halted withdrawals when they said they wouldn't, this decision, while far from optimal, will give us time to work to strengthen our balance sheet, a necessary condition to protect assets and preserve the future of the Voyager platform we have built together. Of course, along with this, they also hired some counsel. A statement issued by the company said it has engaged Moelis and Company and the Kinsella Group as financial advisors and Kirkland and Ellis as legal advisors. Wow, very surprising, especially considering what they just told us earlier in the week. Voyager gave assurances just this last Wednesday that they would continue operations. The exchange explained that it had access to $75 million of a revolving loan of 15,000 BTC that it had taken from Alameda Research to cover its exposure to the loans 3AC were unable to pay. They also said that they had $137 million in cash and crypto on hand. What? This seems like, I don't know the inner workings of this exchange, but it seems like if they thought that this would be enough money, hundreds of millions of dollars would be enough money 3 days ago, why are they halting withdrawals and trading and rewards today? Voyager Digital did not indicate when it would restore trading, deposits, withdrawals, and loyalty reward services. But we are now just waiting and watching. And as I get more info, I will keep you updated. Next up, who's next, potentially? And I do just want to say, these are just rumors. I have no knowledge of the inner workings of any of these companies. But it's going around on Twitter, hearing some rumors that KuCoin could be halting withdrawals in the near future. Apparently, they suffered immensely from the Luna collapse. If you have funds on KuCoin, consider withdrawing them. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry given recent events. Just to be clear, at this stage, it's all rumors. Buckle up, Brandon has been covering them. No reason to panic. I'm just very wary of keeping funds on centralized entities after recent events. Also, Sam Bankman-Fried also spooked me a bit after declaring multiple exchanges are secretly insolvent. First off, I had just assumed Sam Bankman-Fried was talking about smaller exchanges, KuCoin, although they've always been a little sketchier because they're not regulated like the Coinbases or some of these US ones. KuCoin is a pretty big exchange, and rumors were circulating. There was so many of them that the KuCoin CEO had to issue a statement. KuCoin CEO slams insolvency rumors, citing no plans to halt withdrawals. So here are the details we have currently. Prominent crypto figures on Twitter, including trader Kong BTC and blockchain investigator Otter Rue, requested their followers to withdraw all their funds from KuCoin while claiming that the exchange may soon stop all users from withdrawing funds. Well, then, of course, the CEO of KuCoin spoke up on Twitter. He said, "Be aware of FUD. Not sure who's spreading these sheer rumors and what their intentions are, but KuCoin does not have any exposure to Luna, 3AC, Babel, etc. No immense suffer from any coin collapse, no plan to halt withdrawals. Everything on KuCoin is operating well." The CEO went on to provide receipts, provide evidence. While dismissing the supposed rumors through the above tweet, the CEO highlighted the company's strong position by disclosing a recent $150 million funding, which placed the company's valuation at $10 billion in May 2022, so just a month and a half ago. He also pointed out that the company is currently hiring for multiple positions, requesting investors make their own judgment amid the ongoing FUD. Also, he provided one more thing. Further distancing KuCoin away from the insolvency rumors, the CEO confirmed to share the company's 2022 H1 review report, which detailed information about their operations. Finally, he sent out a warning to the people accusing KuCoin of shutting down services and creating panic among investors. He said, "For FUDders who intentionally spread unverified info, KuCoin reserves the right to take legal action. Don't FUD, BULLISH." All right, give me your thoughts on this down below. In my opinion, unless you have an ongoing active trade happening on the exchange, why keep your money on there anyway? All right, that is the video. My name's Austin. As we get updates on any of this, I will make a video. I will keep you updated. Like always, see you tomorrow.